First Reaction Podcast. First Reactions Podcast.
That's the intro. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to First Reactions Podcast. I'm Will.
The only 5-star podcast, and I'm Joe.
And I'm the only 5-star podcast, and I'm Will. As you can see, the only 5-star podcast.
Because of the level of professionalism. I wasn't even ready when you did the intro. I said, ready when you are, and then, wiped my nose.
Ready when you are. Not
For
actually
the audio
ready.
people.
Should we start again, or should we just roll with it?
No, just roll with
roll
it.
with it.
That's how professional we are. Also, I'd like to address for the audio people, I've got an iced coffee. So if you hear this noise, ASMR.
Shaky, shaky.
Shaking.
It's
the iced coffee.
I was like, how long is he going to go on for?
This is the ASMR iced coffee podcast.
Ooh. But mate, this is First Reactions. All right, okay, swap microphones.
For the audio people.
First Reactions Podcast episode 10.
Yay!
Double
Ta-da!
figures.
Probably add some sound effects in there if people give us a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, you have to stop now. Here. Thank you very much, though. So yeah, double figures. The big 1-0. It's grown up so fast.
Yeah, it's got to be doubly as good now.
Well, that's impossible. We're already 5 stars. 10 star. The only 10-star podcast. Okay, I think we should. I know we like to do memes and stuff. I think we should just crack on because, as always, I just want to talk about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
I say this every week, we always make sure we save our opinions for each bit of the podcast, so we've not talked to each other or talked about anything Game of Thrones related until we press record and we start for you guys.
Yeah, there's also a new Spider-Man trailer that we're going to watch later on.
Yes,
which
literally.
we haven't seen.
that, so it'll be both of our first reactions.
We'll get onto that later.
Yeah, we make sure, we're never going to fake our first reactions. So there's been a couple of times where, last week we watched the preview for this week. I watched it, but you'd already seen it, so we told you guys that he'd already seen it and I hadn't. So we give our first reactions honestly on this channel, on this podcast.
5-star.
Yeah. So the first thing that I want to talk about is Game of Thrones related.
Hey.
But it's
related, not the episode.
It's in the episode, but it's not like a plot point. I think we need to address...
I think I know what you're going to say.
The coffee cup.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Did you notice it when you watched it?
No.
Neither did I.
But, so, I told my parents who haven't seen the episode yet, it's not a spoiler, it's anything. I was like, look out for something. I wanted to see if they'd see it, even if I told them, to look out for something. Yeah, I didn't notice it.
Neither
but
did I.
How did no one notice it?
No.
There must be so many people that have watched through that, so many editors that had... I mean, they literally... Even not the editors,
people watch it just to review it. The cast who are filming, and it's there.
I saw Ninja tweet out. He said something like, well, I've done lots and lots of different advert shoots. I was like, fucking major
Ninja.
not humble brag, just big dickhead brag.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, he was like, and you film scenes multiple times, so there must have been at least 5 takes of that thing. So... Quite rightly.
Yeah, they would have been.
Yeah, quite rightly. How did none of the actors notice the coffee cup or the cameramen that room was full of people. How did no one go, yeah, you got your Starbucks on the table there, mate. Well, you've got your iced coffee on the table.
Even if that was just a run that they were doing, the people in the room might have been like, oh, we've already done 10 other runs, so they'll use one of the other ones.
True.
So that's fine.
Maybe that was the only one with the coffee cup in, and they had other takes, and then the editors just decided to use the take and didn't notice the coffee cup.
Maybe some guy got hard done by HBO, and his contract was running out, and they weren't keeping him on. He's like, right, that one's going in the edit.
No one noticed this one.
But yeah, 2 years since the last season. There's 6 episodes. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of people working on the show, and it's still slipped through.
Yeah. So I thought it would be funny. I literally thought of this 2 seconds ago, so I've not come up with we like to do segments on this podcast, and we have our little jingles that I like to create. So I think this should be an ongoing segment. We've not got a jingle for it yet. So there may be a jingle, who knows? Sorry if there isn't. I think we should do tinfoil hat theories where we know that nothing that we're coming up with is true, but it's all good memes.
What, you mean like Bran having tiny arms?
Yes, that kind of thing. So I think we should do a tinfoil hat theory for how a coffee cup got into the real world of Game of Thrones. It wasn't a camera mistake.
Okay. Yeah,
how is there actually
exists.
So I think one of the theories could be that, you know, the guy from the first couple of seasons that was friends with Arya that was really good at pies or whatever.
Oh yeah, hot pie.
Yeah, I think he's branching off and he started his own coffee chain, like Pot Pie's Hot Pot Coffee or something like that. Like, you can get like a pot brew, can't you?
They beat the dead in the battle, so it was quite a quick battle as well. It was over probably a lot quicker than expected, so their economic prospects were in Winterfell are a lot higher. They've got a lot of spare gold, so
fuck, we're getting deep in this theory.
They employed Hot Pie to come up, give everyone a nice celebration.
Yeah.
They set up a coffee shop in Winterfell.
Well, I'm thinking it was set up the whole entire time in Winterfell, and that's how everyone stayed awake through the whole entire night.
Through the night.
It was a deleted scene, Pot Pies. You know, like when they were all going for rations and stuff before the people went down into the crypts. There was like Sir Davos dealing out the gruel, and then there was Pot Pie selling his coffee at the
Pot Pie
side.
comes in. Right, lads.
He's the first. He patented the special coffee cup that everyone has in our world, but he's the first person that created it, and that's what's going to defeat Cersei. Is the amount of wealth that they get from patenting this thing?
Yeah.
They push it to the south and like, listen, if you want Daenerys, if you want these coffee cups, Daenerys better be our queen.
Mm-hmm. And then they're all like, shit, we need that coffee.
Everyone in the Red Keep revolts and kills Cersei for the coffee cups. End of Game of Thrones predicted right here. First reactions.
Oh, mate.
Right. So I think we should try and do that from every episode from now on. Like, think of
if
the
there's something
stupidest theory possible out of the smallest minute detail. Almost like we did for the feather. Because that seemed like it was kind of going to happen, and then just nothing ever happened with it. So that was a tinfoil hat theory, and we've got another one.
Starbucks.
Also, a bit of a side note, I know we've not even talked properly about Game of Thrones yet, but I realised in the first episode of this podcast, I had a bad cough. I still
it's not gone away,
have a bad cough 10 weeks later. I think I need to go to the doctors and get it checked out.
Probably.
It's the same cough, it's not gone.
Jesus Christ.
Like, how? Okay, so let's actually get into Game of Thrones. I made some notes, but I just want to spitball, and then we'll go over the notes later and see if we can... That was... Probably, sorry for the audio people because that sounded disgusting.
You said spitball.
I feel like we can go through most of the points that happen in the episode without going through the notes. So,
episode 4 is called "The Last of the Starks."
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It is.
Well, I mean, quite fitting because we saw. I know Theon's not really a Stark, but we saw them give him a kind of. A burial, I guess. What's it called?
That's how the episode opened. They were burning all the dead from the battle.
Sansa gave him a little Winterfell
with the Stark symbol on it.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Stark thing, which is quite nice because it shows he was a Stark.
He was a Stark all along.
Yeah.
It's nice
and
to see.
It opened.
You love to see it.
It opened with Ser Jorah. Who finally got a kiss from Khaleesi.
Oh, did he? I didn't realise that.
Yeah, she kissed him on the forehead, and I was just thinking the whole entire time, he's like, Khaleesi, thank you, my queen. Khaleesi, thank you, Khaleesi.
Can I have a kiss? No, you have to wait until you are dead.
And he comes in his pants. And all
the other deads. I like how that's become a meme.
But for anyone that's like, this is their first episode they've watched, they're going to be like, what the fuck?
All right, lads. Welcome to First Reactions Podcast, the only 5-star podcast in the internet.
We've talked 10 minutes and addressed no points.
Apart from meme points. But then after they burn the dead, they move on into Winterfell for a feast and kind of like a celebration.
Yes, I really like that. I like the fact that I think a lot of people would have wanted them to go, right, let's just skip all this boring things and get straight into getting to Cersei and killing her. But my favourite parts of Game of Thrones are the character building parts, so I'm really glad that they did that.
I think, me too.
I'm after kind of being a little bit underwhelmed with the Night King not having a battle and all that kind of stuff. I've kind of realised that it's quite easy for battles to let you down, whereas characters talking to each other... Hopefully, you can't get that wrong.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to get that wrong.
But
unless you leave a coffee cup in there.
Unless you leave a coffee cup, or unless you kind of ruin a character by making him really, really stupid and then realising he's got actually no redeeming parts. He doesn't have a secret plan. Tyrion is the person that I'm talking about, if you don't already guess.
Yeah.
Like, I was so annoyed. I was waiting all the way through this episode for him to be like, well, kind of almost like I knew about Jon and here is my secret plan or something like that. And then there was all the scenes where he's talking to Varys and they're both discussing it for the first time, and I'm like, oh mate, so you had no plans.
Discussing what?
Just the fact that Jon is Aegon. And I was hoping in that discussion Tyrion would be like, well, I've had this secret plan all along. That's why I've been a bit of an idiot.
All right.
And
but no, Sansa tells him on the Winterfell castle, doesn't she?
I think that makes it makes sense for her to tell him. There's a lot of points that were really good writing. I just feel like they're kind of they've already ruined Tyrion by making him such an idiot. Like, he's having somewhat, like, this was a really good Tyrion episode.
Yeah, he was in it quite a lot, wasn't he?
And I liked how they wrote him in this episode, but that doesn't make up for all the bad writing that's
Did you like him at the end? When he was speaking to Cersei?
Yes, I thought that scene was really, really good.
I thought that was good too.
Yeah. I thought every scene with Varys as well was good. They were my favourite parts.
Really? The clever little...
From now and in the past were all the politics of it. I'm glad that they're trying to put politics in it when there are, like, 2 massive dragons in it. Which brings us on to... Not anymore. Oh my god. Were you expecting that at all? When that scene was happening, did you, like, for a second... Like, it went on a bit too long with the dragons flying, and I was like...
really?
There was a split second where I was like, wait, this isn't right.
I didn't think that at all.
They're not just travelling, and then it gets one in the wing and then through the neck. When it got a couple in the wing, I was like, it's going to survive. It'll be fine.
Nope.
Through the
Straight
neck.
through the jugular. Yeah, I was just concentrating. I was like, is that dragon stare? Yeah, that's dragons. Oh,
that's dragon dead.
Yeah.
Dragons be deaded.
Dragon be deaded. But that's 2 dragons down for Daenerys.
Mate, I think that should bring us on to me doing this thing. Where's it gone?
What's he doing?
What am I doing? It'll all have a payoff.
It'll all make sense, don't
It'll
worry.
all make sense when I find it. Where's it gone?
For the audio people, Joe's looking through his laptop at some audio files, looking for something.
Oh, it's because I've got it the wrong thing. It's in theme tunes. This.
People be deaded. People do be deaded. We got 2 pretty big deaths, I would say, with Rhaegal. I almost got it wrong then.
All I wrote down in my notes was like dragon dead because I couldn't remember its name. So yeah, I think
we got Rhaegal gone down, and it looks like they've upgraded the Scorpion ballista weapons a lot.
Like, they can fire very fast, and they've got a shit ton of them.
They look cool. Yeah, there was one on every boat, I think.
Yep, and all around King's Landing. Yeah. Shit, man. I don't know. I can't see anyone beating Cersei at this point. After the dragon's gone, they've only got 1 dragon.
And they've lost
got,
most of their army.
And they've got, like, millions of ways to kill the dragon now. Like, I don't know how the dragon survived that little meeting. Why was the dragon there when they were at the meeting? Wouldn't Cersei just fire all of her arrows at Drogon? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate.
It's 2 more episodes. That's probably why.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying that it's come to that. Like, you just have to suspend that disbelief. I know we're suspending disbelief because there's dragons, but, like, you know what I mean.
There's a unicorn. But then the other people be deaded. The other person be deaded. Missandei, who we thought was going to die in the Battle of Winterfell last week.
Yeah. I think this was a much more powerful death.
Probably, yeah.
I thought this was fitting, and one of the best performances of the episode, I thought, was Grey Worm.
When he looked away.
When he was reacting to that, when he found out Missandei was missing, when he told her to go down into the bottom of the ship, all of that I thought was really, really well done. Side note, how did anyone know that they had Missandei? Did they just go, lol, we have Missandei? Like, am I saying? I feel like I'm saying a name wrong.
Yeah, because you just assumed that she'd, like, drowned or something in the water.
And then you see that they've got her, and I was like, oh shit, they've got her. That would be a really good thing to reveal later. And then the next scene, Varys is like, they've got Missandei. I was like, how do you know that?
If they revealed her at the top of King's Landing at the end, that would be sick.
Yeah. They're like,
I know what you mean.
If they approach them saying, like, we've got a dragon, we can still kill you, and they're like, yeah, well, we've got Missandei, what are you going to do? That would have been a good plot point.
I didn't think of that. Yeah, I would agree with you. That would be much better. But it was still a good death.
Oh, mate, I thought what was going to happen, which I think also would have been a little bit cooler, is when Cersei went over and put her hand on Missandei.
I thought she was going to push her.
Yeah, I thought she was going to push her, and that would have been like power play, like insane. And then she's just like,
gets the mountain to do everything for her.
Say your last words.
Oh, mountain, can you wipe my hairy bottom for me? Okay, Cersei.
I liked. I was just when you. I'm just gonna skim over that.
Yeah, next thing.
I couldn't think of anything to add on.
That's all right. What are you gonna say next?
When we were thinking about the mountain, every time that you mention the mountain, I always think of Clegane Bowl. So Arya and the Hound leaving Winterfell by themselves.
Probably going to King's Landing.
Yes.
Cersei's still on Arya's kill list that she wants.
100%.
And I think the Hound wants to go for the mountain.
Oh, 100%.
He has to.
So I can see maybe them trying to make us forget about those two, because that was the last time we saw them. But I would like that to happen, but also that kind of happened with Arya already with the Night King. So, but I feel like we've jumped ahead too much, like we do all the time on the podcast.
Meant people be dead.
So
rewind.
Go back to what you were saying before.
When they were at the celebration.
Yes, the celebration, because there was a lot of like drama and things that happened there. Really good character building scenes.
People
we were just talking about the Hound.
Drunk, doing some drinky games.
Yes, the Hound did
and
not.
The Hound was like,
did not want to have fun.
Chicken.
Why? He was like, give me some fucking wine, and just had it like 17 tankards around
the
all
girl
the
comes
time.
over. She's like, oh, you want to go and have a little fun time? No, I've not finished my drink. Finishes his drink. Oh, and now do you want to go? This is my drink.
And he gets like the massive
big tankard.
Which pretty much every bit of the Hound in that. It was like me when I'm like really, really grumpy. It's just like, no, I'm gonna finish my drink and then go home. Finish his drink. This is my drink. I'm not going home yet.
Tormund was pretty funny in a lot of it as well.
Yeah, I loved how he's turned to the character relief, the comic relief, not the character relief.
He's turned to comic relief.
Yeah,
he's donated his money.
He's donated his giant's milk, which, to be fair, he was willing to donate his wine to Jon Snow.
Oh yeah, he's like,
when
down
they were celebrating how great he was.
No, I don't want to be sick.
He's like, that's how we celebrate. We celebrate by being sick. I thought that was really good. Speaking of Tormund being comic relief, I wrote down a quote from Tormund. You weigh as much as 2 fleas fucking.
Oh, that was when he said he didn't want to ride on the dragon.
Yeah. Which
we find out why he's not on a dragon.
Plot-wise, we find out why.
Yeah, he would die too.
Why wasn't he? Because he's not happy with Daenerys at the moment? Is that maybe why he didn't get on the dragon?
They wanted some space.
So let's address that. Dany, that whole entire scene where Tormund was talking to him.
Everyone's chatting with Jon, bigging him up, calling him literally a king, and Dany's just giving him evils. And then pretends to smile.
They're calling him a king, and they don't even know that he is the rightful heir to the throne. That's the scary point. And the balls on Tormund calling him a king in front of the queen. Like, I know that they're together and all that, but like, he's not officially a king. He's
king enough.
He's knelt down for Daenerys.
He did,
bent the knee, as they say.
Bendy knee.
Speaking of bend the knee, I know we're jumping around everywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Gendry.
Give me a jump. Oh, yeah.
Gendry bent the knee to Arya.
Had sex once. Proposes.
I know. Mate, I was thinking that the whole entire time. Because it happened twice in this episode. Like, so Gendry had sex with Arya and then was like, marry me. I'm a lord, marry me. And then Brienne and Jaime, they had sex. And then he was like,
don't leave me.
Well, Jaime was just like, yeah, I'm staying here now. And it was like they were like married all of a sudden. He just lived with her. Which I thought was a bit of a jump. But
not afterwards.
Yeah, I know. And then he fucks off. But let's make this honestly. I do feel like there was a lot in this episode. Like the amount of times that we're jumping around because we're thinking of loads of different stuff. It shows like how much they crammed into this episode, like character-wise, story-wise. I feel like they did a really good job of crafting this and building up to hopefully an insane episode.
Hopefully.
Have they released the preview for episode 5?
Yeah.
Have you seen
the preview?
It's not very good.
It doesn't give anything. It's like all the other ones, there've been like a good quote in them. or it doesn't show anything. It shows Euron just looking at the sky for about 10 seconds, and it's only a 15-second preview. So
wow. Well, I think that's a good sign that we've got a decent episode, and anything that it would show us would be a big spoiler.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's what happens. Because the only scene that they showed us of the dragons was them flying over the boats when Rhaegal ended up... Rhaegar? Which one?
Rhaegal, yeah.
Ended up getting shot in that scene, so they didn't want to show us that much. Like I feel like now we're getting to a point where every scene is going to be a spoiler, so they didn't want to show us that much.
There's only 2 episodes left, mate.
I know, mate. It's terrifying. So let's get back to the celebration scene.
Aye.
Danny wasn't very happy. Then John and Daenerys go back, have a bit of a kissy, have a very passionate kiss.
We mentioned Gendry, but we didn't mention eyes. We didn't mention eyes. We didn't mention that he got legitimized.
Oh yeah, I literally briefly said he's a lord now. That's all we said. But that's all we said.
He's a lord now.
Yeah,
I
very
thought,
big power play there. I thought from Danny.
I thought that he was already like technically a Baratheon from the last season. Turns out, I remembered that wrong.
I mean, he found out.
He found out, yeah.
But
when he found out, I thought that Jon was like kind of legitimized him as he was the Warden of the North.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how, like, what the rules are on that. Because I feel like he could just say that he was legitimized and everyone else would just believe him.
That's true.
Like, where's the proof?
Yeah.
She just said it once. She could just be like, nah, I didn't say it.
Nah, sorry.
I'm the queen, so I decide.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? If you haven't seen Big Mouth, even if you have seen Big Mouth, that's probably a very specific quote that you wouldn't really know. So we'll just move on.
Move on to Dany basically begging Jon to not tell anyone.
She showed her true colours, and after begging, when he was like, "We can have both, darling. Don't worry,
darling,
mate,
sweetheart,
it's all right. Don't be fretting. It's not big drama." And she's like, "I've given you my ultimatum," and then storms off, and he's like, "Fuck." Which I think explains why they didn't travel to King's Landing together, because he was a bit like, okay, if I tell like Sansa and Arya my secret, we're not together anymore. And then he proceeds to go and tell Sansa and Arya.
Yeah, he has to tell them.
I'm glad he did, but I mean, I don't know what's going to happen now. All the time that I was watching this episode with Dany,
everyone will find out.
Oh, 100. I mean, everyone pretty much does.
8 people, man.
Yeah. Which I was counting. Bran, Arya, Sam, Sansa, Jon, Daenerys, Tyrion, Varys. And I swear there was a 9th when I counted, but I've just counted then and there's 8.
The Night King. Hot Pie.
Hot Pie with his coffee and the Night King. There's 10. That's another plot hole to add on the list.
And also something I noticed that I think they got wrong is when they were talking about Gendry being legitimized, they said, "You're no longer Gendry Rivers," which is the bastard name for if you were born in the Riverlands.
Yes.
So Jon Snow's Jon Snow because he's a bastard from the north.
From the north, yeah.
So you get different names
and then you
depending
get
on
like
where you're
Sans,
born.
don't you, from like Essos.
But Gendry, I am almost certain, was born in King's Landing.
Ooh.
And if you were born in King's Landing, you get the bastard name Waters. So it would be Gendry Waters, not Gendry Rivers.
Ooh.
And they got it wrong. I mean, someone can call me out on that, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I trust you more than the writers at this point, so you know, they seem to have. There's a lot of things that I was like, if there's a payoff in the next episode, it will make me feel better about the episode that I was watching. So quite a few times, like the last episode and the episodes before then, with the whole Tyrion thing and then with the Night King thing, I was like, if there is a payoff in the next episode that explains some of these things, then I'm willing to think that episode was really, really good.
Okay.
So at the time when I was watching the episode,
don't know yet.
yeah, at the time I was like, this is a really good episode, apart from these things, but I'm sure they'll address those things, so I kind of like brushed them off. The further we're getting towards the end, the more I'm like, I don't think they're going to address those things, so I think these are just legitimate problems with the episodes.
I don't know how I'm feeling about this at the moment, because the first episode I thought was really good. There wasn't really anything that I would have any qualms with. Second was brilliant in terms of character development and payoffs.
Agreed.
And again, nothing to do with the writing really that you would question.
I would argue, just for Tyrion's character, those 2 first episodes weren't very good for him, because everyone was just like, he's an idiot, he's an idiot,
yeah.
which is against his whole entire character. But regardless, apart from that, I agree.
But then the third episode, and this one too, there have been a couple of things. Like I've seen people tweeting and on Reddit and whatnot saying that the writing's gone downhill. And as a big Game of Thrones fan, I kind of just brushed it off and I try to enjoy it for what it is. But now I'm kind of thinking, yeah, I kind of understand where that's coming from.
I felt, because I started watching the series when season 7 came out, so I binge watched series 1 to 6. From binge watching, I noticed a decline in the politics, writing, and all that kind of stuff. And it was basically whenever George R.R. Martin's storyline ran out of those characters, they stopped having so many good scenes. Which I think, to be fair, is why I hate Daenerys so much. Is because pretty much up until they'd done most of her storyline in the books, hadn't they?
Yeah, storyline in the books only goes up to when she flies away with Drogon on her own, and then the Dothraki find her for the second time.
Right, okay.
And she drops her ring for Jorah to find her later on.
Okay.
That's when her story is up to in the books. So
they did quite a bit that was good.
Yeah, I think that's season 5.
Yeah, well, I thought their writing for Daenerys then was pretty good. I got that wrong in my head. But now, halfway through last season and then this season, I just hate Daenerys so much, and it's so annoying because I genuinely wanted her to be on the Iron Throne. I loved her. She was breaker of chains, freer of people, whatever the fuck it is.
But do you think they might be doing that for a reason?
Well, I think I was about to say at one point, and then because we're jumping around so much, I got distracted. I'm
jumping for the audio, people.
I watched your theory video of Daenerys on You Know Nothing, and I was 100% all the way through this episode thinking, is that where they're going? Is that what they're doing? Because I just didn't like her at all. So I feel like they might be going towards her being an unlikable character, and then maybe there being a fight between Jon and Daenerys at the end when she becomes the Mad Queen and wants to burn them all. I was just waiting for there to be a scene in Dragon's Keep or whatever it is called, Dragonstone, where she was getting annoyed and was going to go face Cersei. I was waiting for her to say something about burning people because they're going to foreshadow that. Faux show that. But I mean, after the end with literally the last scene with Daenerys walking off.
Oh, she was scowling.
Yeah, I think we're ready.
Angry.
I don't think we've seen Mad Queen yet. I think now we've got Mad Queen. This is the last time that she listened to Tyrion. The 5th time probably that he's said something that hasn't gone right. He hasn't happened how he said it would, and now there's a negative payoff because of it. She's lost her dragon. She lost Missandei. She put herself. She showed how vulnerable she was, and she is pissed.
She's at the lowest point that we've seen in a long time since the very beginning.
And in the back of her mind, all the time she's thinking, "I'm not even the rightful heir to the throne
anymore." Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Big identity crisis.
I feel like one of the reasons we haven't seen much in the preview of next episode is because Dany's not going to be the Dany that we've seen.
Do you reckon she'll just take it out on Cersei and the Lannisters, though? Or if they defeat them, will she carry on being that way?
I think she will. I think we see, in this episode, Cersei die. She ravish King's Landing and the Red Keep and kills millions of, well, maybe not millions, lots of innocent people.
Yeah.
And then sits on top of the Iron Throne, and Jon isn't happy, and none of the North are happy, and there's another kind of Robert Baratheon's rebellion.
Okay.
But
Robert Baratheon comes back.
he was revived from the crypts of Winterfell where he didn't get buried, and he's back for revenge.
He's back.
No, another.
Gods, he was strong, Ned.
I mean, another style of that kind of rebellion,
I know what you mean.
where the whole of the North sees that they were all on her side, and then they see how she is now.
We don't want her as a queen.
And there's a big war. I don't know how they're going to do that in 2 episodes. I feel like something like that might happen though.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
The more this is going on, the more I'm worried about all of our favourite characters having a really shit death.
Do you reckon?
Because they did really well with Missandei, but there's so many characters now. Surely they all. I feel like it's not a fairy tale. There's going to be a lot of deaths coming up, I hope.
It's not.
And if there are, they've left it so late now that I can't see every character having a decent death, if that makes sense.
I don't know.
I feel like there's going to be a couple where I'm like, oh no, you died like that. You just died to a random person in the field or something like that.
Yeah, at this point, going back to people talking about the writing, I want to try and just enjoy it for what it is without thinking too much about it.
Yeah.
Which is hard.
I was only thinking about it like that for like theories, because I'm a tinfoil hat chung. I like think about any possibilities that could happen.
Back. Well, we know that one.
Exactly,
That's
hot
true.
pie's confirmed. But I just
Hot pie is confirmed to own Starbucks, sponsor of the First Reaction podcast,
and clearly sponsor of Game of Thrones. Have you seen the memes where they try and fit all of Daenerys' names on the Starbucks coffee cup? Like
No.
the Daenerys, Bringer of Dragons, Stormbreaker, all that kind of stuff, just on like the name thing on the Starbucks coffee. I thought that was a funny meme.
It's a good meme.
But did you also see Philip DeFranco tweeted out something that I thought was quite funny?
I saw he tweeted something saying there was 2 massive deaths
that was it.
that had huge meaning, and then the internet, Starbucks coffee cup.
Starbucks coffee cup. Oh, this is the video I was talking about.
Yeah, I've not seen that one.
So Daenerys, Stormborn of House Targaryen, first of her name, the unburnt queen, as the Andals and the first men, Khaleesi of the great grass sea, breaker of chains and mother of dragons.
They wouldn't spell
Your
that right.
coffee's here.
They would not spell that right at Starbucks.
I wouldn't even know where to begin with spelling Khaleesi.
Dan.
I swear I'd probably like if the Starbucks people were doing it, they'd start with a Q, definitely for Khaleesi.
Khaleesi. But no, Game of Thrones, I enjoyed it as always because I am biased and I really like Game of Thrones, but I want to try and enjoy it for what it is in the next 2 episodes, and hopefully it is good.
100%. I'm just going to go down my list of notes now just to double check that we didn't miss anything, because I feel like we did a good cover of everything. I actually did what you touched on.
Little touchy.
Jaime and Brienne's drinking scene before they got together. You mentioned that and we kind of skipped over it. I thought that was a brilliant scene. I just love seeing Brienne so happy. Like, I feel like they had
a weird smile on her face.
Yeah, but no, this time she didn't look like Boogie 298 with his teeth.
Yeah.
She actually looked like she was genuinely happy, and I like got goosebumps when I was watching her, because she's gone through so much, and she's had all of that character development with Jaime, and now this is the payoff. She's got through the big battle.
She's wine for the first time in her life.
She's finished her arc, and like it's almost like the writers can't bear to like kill her off. They're just like, she's had all this, she needs her payoff, so they gave her the payoff.
She gets upset later on.
They gave her the payoff, and then they took it away. So what did you think about the fact that Jaime basically chose Cersei over Brienne in that last
I don't think that's what he was doing.
Okay, what do you think happened?
I think he realised all of the bad things that he's done in his life, and going back to Winterfell has like condensed all of that into one. And I don't think he's chosen Cersei over Brienne. I think he's gone to Winterfell to kill Cersei.
Okay, well, I also think...
But he could have just said that to Brienne.
Yeah, well, I think maybe the way he was saying it to Brienne is because he believes if he convinces Brienne that he's going to die, then, like, I don't know, she won't...
I think he will die.
She will fully, like, internalize that. If he was like, don't worry, I'll be back and I'll be safe, then his death would be more impactful for her. So I think he was doing it to save her, like, emotionally. Yeah. If she gets over him because she thinks he's going to Cersei, then when he dies, she won't care about it that much. I think he was doing it from a to
really
be nice kind of point of view. But I just, from seeing Brienne so happy to seeing her cry, her performance, I have no idea what her actress's name is, but, like, oh my god, that performance was so good.
Gwendolyn something. It's a good name.
We cheers to you, Gwendolyn.
Something. In the books, one of the last things that we've seen of Jaime so far, so Jaime and Cersei fallen out in the books.
Yes.
And I think Jaime's at River Run, and Cersei sends him a letter that's like a really heartfelt letter saying how much she needs him and misses him, and saying that she loves him. I think it's repeated, I love you, like 5 times, which isn't like Cersei that we see in the show. And someone's like, oh, do you want to respond? And Jaime just goes, no, throw it in the fire. So in the books, he is like done with Cersei.
Ooh.
So I would be very surprised if the writers of the show were like, nah, he's going to go back to Cersei and they're going to be friends again.
When I say chose Cersei over Brienne, I don't think it's in a love way. I think it's in a, I'm fucked, like, in the head. There's no redeeming me.
Yeah.
I may as well give up, and I don't deserve you. I deserve Cersei because of how fucked I am. So, and because he deserves Cersei and he thinks he's fucked, he will go and kill Cersei, or like, at least try to, because he believes that he is just as bad as her, so he doesn't care if he dies trying. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, in that way, I think he's chosen Cersei over Brienne, because he could have just stayed with Brienne.
Yeah.
That's why I said it like that. Another thing that I wrote down here, is that it for Ghost then?
Oh, yeah?
He's going with
Ghost,
Tormund.
Yeah.
He was a bit bloody.
Poor Ghost.
He's going to go...
It looks like he lost his ear or something.
Yeah. Wish we'd seen that. Wish we'd seen Ghost fighting.
Yeah.
We don't put Ghost in there because it's way too much to animate and it costs a lot. But I mean, we'll show him just standing around. If you're going to animate him, at least put him in a fight scene. That's all we wanted.
Ghost has been hard done by.
We saw him run with Ser Jorah, and then he just appeared at the end in this episode.
Yeah, we didn't see him again in the last episode, so he could have been dead, apart from the preview thing, and everyone's like, no, he's still alive. Just show it in the actual episode.
I know. Or show him fighting. Just
one
show him.
Just show him. Or Jon could have just pet him goodbye, give him a little stroke.
We've had more direwolf scenes in the first couple of seasons when they had no budget compared to now.
Yeah.
Like, I was just watching a scene with Nymeria biting Joffrey. Like, I watched it literally today, and I was like, I know that's Nymeria was younger and it wasn't a full big direwolf.
Yeah, but still.
But, like, they showed it biting Joffrey. We had more action in that scene than we have done in the Battle of Winterfell with him.
Yeah, that's one of my big things that I'm not happy about, is that they've done Ghost big time.
Which, literally, the two fan things I feel like people care about the most that I've seen have been, we need to see more of Ghost, and Clegane Bowl. So it makes me really worried that they're not going to do Clegane Bowl. We all just assume they are. We all just assumed they were going to show more of Ghost. And they're clearly not now, because he's gone north of the wall with Tormund. He's gone off. Yeah. So
imagine that as a spin-off show, though. Ghost and Tormund.
I would watch the shit out of that.
That'd be sick.
Like a buddy cop movie, but Tormund's just talking to himself the whole time because Ghost can't respond.
Yeah.
Mate, that's sick.
It would be good.
Like a Thor Ragnarok style. But like, because the Hulk doesn't really talk.
Okay, yeah, get you.
So Ghost would be the Hulk and Tormund would be Thor. Oh my god.
Exclusive first reaction.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Ooh. Anything else?
One thing we didn't talk about, Bronn.
Yes.
So Bronn came and was very threatening towards Jaime and Tyrion, and
he's very smart though. He knows what he's gonna get.
But he didn't do the thing that I was hoping he would, and realise that they're his mates and that Cersei has no way to prove that he killed them. So just chill. When he came and sat down and he was pointing the thing at them, I thought he was about to.
Who's gonna get me a drink then, boys? Yeah. Come on.
I thought I was gonna be, hey, he's part of the team now.
Yeah, he was a bit of a cunt.
Why, you felt like you didn't want to say cunt.
Yeah, I was like, should I say it? Should I not? Say it anyway.
And explicit podcast. But yeah, he like breaks, well, doesn't break Tyrion's nose, but like
punches
makes
him
it bleed, and I don't know. I understand now why he said that
people
the fans wouldn't like him because of that. I thought it was just going to be because he accepted Cersei's thing. It wasn't. It was because he punches his mate Tyrion, who he met in season 1.
Yeah, and he saves him.
Buddy since season 1, and he just hits him in the nose for a castle. This is the kind of thing that I'm buddy. Like, I don't know.
But he's going to get Highgarden now, which is a very, very big castle.
Is that where
that's where the Tyrells were?
Yes, something that I actually knew.
Hey. You've just got I know it says the Hound Grumpy.
I mean, he was pretty grumpy. Can't deny that, can you? What else have I just written down? Holy shit, the Wood Dragon what?
The Wood Dragon what?
And then Missandei with the unhappy face.
Sad face.
And then I wrote down something I already said, which is really worried that they're going to address a lot of problems. They're not going to address a lot of problems I've had with the show so far. Tyrion being shit, and the dragon being...
and the dragon being having a big shit on Euron's ship. Imagine.
That should have happened. They miss Rhaegar's neck, and it goes for like his bowels, and it's just so shit
falls on his boat.
They kill the dragon, but he gets shat on. I would have been happy with that. That should have happened.
Can we watch the Spider-Man trailer now?
Yes, we can watch the Spider-Man trailer now. So I've seen literally one line about it that gave one bit of a spoiler away, but it wasn't like that much, and it's a spoiler of a trailer, so I'm not really too bothered.
Yeah.
And I know at the start he gives like a spoiler warning for Endgame, so there's definitely things in here that are going to be interesting. I can't wait.
The Spider-Man Far From Home trailer is about to play, but if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame yet, stop watching.
What are you doing?
Insta-kill.
Spoilers about to come up.
I did insta-kill for the audio people.
He was flapping his hands for the audio people. All right, here we go. The following preview has been approved for appropriate audiences.
Ink.
Everywhere I go, I see his face.
Oh, Iron Man.
I just really miss him.
Oh.
That's a spoiler then.
Yeah. Oh, Miguel looks so sad.
What he did, if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
Oh, mate, I just got goosebumps. That's so sad. But he's got the fucking sixth suit. He's been...
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs. I'm kidding.
Pow, pow.
Keep up the good work, because I am going on vacation.
Hey!
Far from home.
Far away from home.
I don't really want to talk to Nick Fury. Why?
Because if you don't talk to him, then I have to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. You sent Nick Fury to voicemail?
I gotta go. Not goes Nick Fury. What up, dorks? What's up? We're just talking about the trip.
I'm here in St.
Venice.
Oh, I think MJ really likes me. That was when I first
MJ! Oh, this is the bit I've seen in the last trailer.
Very difficult person to contact, Spider-Man.
Oh.
This is Mr. Beck.
Could use someone like you on
Jake and Healy him.
Take it in there. This is what he's been up to. Snapped a hole into our demotion.
We have a job to do, and you're coming with us.
Multiverse! Holy shit!
There's gotta be someone else you can use. What about Thor?
Off-world.
Captain Marvel. Unavailable. But I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Wait, was he black then?
You've been to space.
Bitch, please.
I want to go back on my trip with the girl who I really like and tell her how I feel. MJ, I am Spider-Man.
Oh.
No, of course I'm not.
No, that's just a joke.
Kind of obvious.
Oh, maybe not.
You're right.
Yo!
But this is my responsibility. Saving the world requires sacrifice. Sometimes people die.
Oh my God. I just always feel like I'm putting my friends in danger. The world needs the next Iron Man.
You're going to step up or not?
He's in like a ninja suit there, wasn't he?
Like a stealth suit, I think.
Yeah.
I gotta get you guys out of here. Get on the jet. Who are you? I work with Spider-Man. You work for Spider-Man? I work with Spider-Man, not for Spider-Man. New plan.
Get in the jet and it explodes.
New plan. That was a good trailer, man.
Mate, that is so good. That line, I need to get that line again. Where he says, I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And then Nick Fury's like...
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
That's so good.
No, what were you saying when you said, oh, multiverse?
Right, so all the stuff they were doing underground in the sewery bit with Mysterio.
Fury and Robin from How I Met Your Mother.
Yes. Yeah, as she's known in the MCU.
Yeah.
From How I Met Your Mother.
Robin Chabotsky. A.K.A. Robin Sparkles.
Yeah, so... The multiverse was something that was addressed in the animated Spider-Man. Addressed the Spider-Verse, where there was loads of different Spider-Man. To be fair,
movie, by the way.
I've not seen it.
You've not seen it?
I just haven't. Like, it's not that I don't want to. I just haven't seen it.
When we were ranking Marvel movies,
yeah, that should have been in it, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should. I mean, I don't want to tell you where I'd rank it because I don't want to give you expectations and ruin it like Endgame.
Well, I know it's
but
a really good movie.
But I would put it in S.
I don't want to tell
there we
you,
go.
but I'd put it in airs.
Nah, it was probably my favourite movie of last year.
Yeah, I've heard loads of people say that, and I haven't got round to seeing it. It's not that I don't want
Don't
to.
get hyped up though, because I don't want it to be ruined for you.
I don't think an MCU movie could like be too hyped up for me. No, Endgame wasn't even too hyped up for me.
Okay.
I didn't.
Right, Multiverse.
But yes, so basically, that was the reason that they couldn't say any of that in the last trailer is because that was revealed in Endgame almost. Mm-hmm. So when they were going back in time, every time that they go back in time, the way that their time travel works is it doesn't affect your past. Wherever you go is your present.
Okay.
And then where you were is your past, if that makes sense.
Right, get it.
So when they all went back to the Battle of New York, that's why there were two Hulks, because that Hulk is in a different universe. It's a different universe Hulk. Yep. And everything that they did in the Avengers Endgame to alter things, altered it in those universes and not in their universe. So, you know when Loki got the Tesseract and fucked off? Mm-hmm. The Tesseract in the main Marvel Cinematic Universe is... The Tesseract, did I just say the Tesseract? I meant Loki in the main Marvel Cinematic Universe is still dead.
Okay, but then
in the other universe, Loki escaped with the Tesseract. So people are saying the Loki TV series that's going to happen, it's going to be that Loki, and it's going to be him traveling through time using the Tesseract to meddle with loads of different bits in history.
Nice,
which should be really funny.
Okay,
but so that's basically what they're saying. I think they said that Mysterio is from another multiverse, so he's come from a multiverse, and I think all the bad things that are happening are coming through multiverse like portals,
right?
And there's no superheroes that can save them.
Also,
Spider-Man has to save them.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Mysterio supposed to be a baddie?
He is.
So
I think
Jake Gyllenhaal is going to be a little twisty boy.
What's he been up to? He's been a baddie. So I think that he has actually come through a portal, but I think he might be controlling these portals. He's not got actual powers in the comics. He's just good at manipulating things. Yeah, he's an illusionist. Mm-hmm. So he's created something that makes him be able to fly. He's created something that makes him stop monsters. Basically, I think he wants to pretend he's a superhero.
He's a goodie.
And he's created these things, and
he can defeat them.
Yeah.
And then guess their card.
Because he's a magician.
And they'll all be a trick.
I think Mysterio is definitely still going to be a bad guy. But from this trailer, they are really pivoting hard that he's a good guy.
Yeah, it could be like the Skrulls in
I was just about to say, yeah.
Good chungs, chung the chunk.
We chung
as they say.
I thought you were going to... You just said the Skrulls. I thought you were going to finish off
like the Skrulls in Captain Marvel. Because, I don't know anything about the Skrulls before I saw Captain Marvel. So when you told me that they're actually... So... You think that they're baddies, and then in Captain Marvel...
There's a twist,
and they're actually the goodies.
Yeah.
Which is a twist that got me. But then you were like, the Skrulls are actually baddies in the MCU.
Yeah, so that...
which I didn't know.
No, in comics, not in the MCU.
Is that different?
The MCU's the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Movies?
Comics is just comics.
Still MCU. Marvel Comic Universe. That's what I meant.
Of course. Silly me. The Skrulls were bad in the comics. Are bad. There are some semi-good ones. But Kevin Feige, who's the head of Marvel, has come out and said that Secret Invasion, I think it's Secret Invasion in the comics, is the storyline of the Skrulls secretly becoming our favourite superheroes without us knowing. He said that there are evil Skrulls, and that is going to be a thing that will happen, but it won't happen for a while, mainly because it's going to be the same level as an Avengers film, and as we've just had Endgame, that's not going to happen for a bit. What I think might happen is now that they've killed Tony and they've made Captain America old and they've introduced multiverse theories, all the different universes, a Skrull could appear as Tony Stark and say, I've come from a different universe. And people would just be like, oh, it's Tony Stark from a different universe. Because Tony Stark has come back in from a different universe into a universe where Tony Stark has died. That's happened in the comics before. So there's precedent for it to happen.
Interesting.
That could happen, and it secretly be a Skrull or something like that.
Can't
So
happen.
we've got to keep a watchful eye on any old
When's
superheroes.
the Spider-Man movie out?
This one's out like in the next month or so.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
July.
the 2nd. Decent, man.
So
I'm excited to watch that.
same. Considering from our tier list video, if you haven't seen that, go check it out.
Yeah, we only put it out yesterday. It's doing quite well.
Yeah, it's got like 150 views or something already. It's doing pretty good. I mean, good for us. Yeah. We both ranked the first Spider-Man as S tier. Like both of us agreed on that. So this has got high expectations, and it's the first film after Endgame.
Yeah, I
so
know.
like big expectations on it. So I from this trailer, it seems like it's going to pay off.
Looks good.
Just from the "bitch please" line from
Fury.
Nick Fury. I love him. I like the fact that they address where the other characters are. Like, there's a big world-ending thing happening. Where's Thor? Where's Captain Marvel? They're like, mate, they're just not here.
It's not here.
It's got to be you.
Gotta be you. Gotta step
Friendly
up.
neighborhood Spider-Man.
Bit, please.
Do we have time for bonus reactions?
Oh, is it going to be bonus? Not bite-sized reactions.
No, we're rebranding.
It's rebranded.
We have time
So,
for bonus reactions. Yay!
Yay!
Okay, so one of the things that I wanted us to bonus react to,
Mate, where's the theme tune gone?
well, it's still bite-sized reactions though. Do we still want the?
Yeah, play it.
We'll just scream bonus over the top.
Yeah. No, not boners.
Not bonus. Bonus
reactions.
I'm gonna have to turn that down so much.
Bonus reactions.
Holy shit.
Bonus reactions. We gotta have a little bit of
Bonus reactions.
Okay,
Bonus reactions coming at you.
that was our intro. Very well done.
Very well
So
done.
I've saved a couple of Twitter things. I can't remember what either of them are, but I know that one of them's funny.
Right.
I also know because it pops up saying Will liked this. I know you've liked
I've
one of
probably
these.
seen it.
So you've probably seen one of these. So it'd just be funny to talk about. I don't know which one it is. Oh, this isn't the one that I don't think you've seen.
I've not seen this.
Okay,
no.
so let's just pause it for a second. Put it back to
Caption
the
is,
start.
bro, WTF is this?
And it's a guy rapping. You know, like you see the freestyles from rappers on like radio shows and stuff.
Yeah.
It's that equivalent. So this is
Fire in the booth.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. This is, I don't know who it is. It might be Nappy X, which is
It is
the
the guy who tweeted
original
it, yeah.
Twitter, but I don't know. So it's got 3.5 million views, not because
So
it's
it
good.
must be good.
So- So
Wow.
it goes on for quite a while, but like just when you think it stopped being as bad as it is, it gets even worse.
Go on then.
So
Give it to us.
let's give it a listen.
The mountain like a dragon, I was feeling real high. Feeling like I'm off the alcohol, I know I'm feeling tipsy. I'm a little bit cool.
What?
Does he know he's not saying words?
I'm gonna pull up with the rope.
Quiet. Are there other people in the room?
I think he's doing it on someone else's radio show. Oh, please load! It stopped.
I'm a drat.
This guy rhymed Aladdin with Bin
Bin
Laden.
Laden. That's next level. That's even
Oh my
better
God.
than.
I also think he rhymed both of them with dragon.
Yeah. It's
my
even better than
God.
Pitbull ramming Kodak with Kodak.
We're only 49 seconds in. It's 2 minutes and 20 long.
thinking this was sick as well.
I
bet.
know. The fact that he's got this far and no one's gone, all right, we'll cut it there. Like, he's kept going. I feel so bad for him.
Got to the other songs.
Can we play the next one, please?
This shit is retarded, you know that I started quiet.
Oh, quiet again.
Oh,
Lady,
God.
you have to believe in your dreams, wise one. You are the chosen one, you are the champ, wise one. Do you hear me?
You are the chosen one. You are the champion, Wiseman.
I wanna say to the kids, Mike Tyson.
What's wrong with the kids, Mike Tyson?
I'm all over the place.
I thought he said he was swallowing the keys.
All over the room. Pop the helium balloon.
Helium balloons.
And then he goes higher. Nice.
That's how that you get. Rich, rich.
One day I'm gonna have rich.
Rib dick. Got about a second, like a rib stick.
Why did you keep going back to the?
That one was better.
I'm on fire. I don't need to rap no more. I can use my ad-libs. Watch this.
So now he's doing ad-libs. Is that what he said?
I think so, but why can't he speak? He's a rapper. He's like ad-libs.
So now he's going to do ad-libs, whereas before, that wasn't ad-libs.
That's just him rapping, obviously.
That was all scripted in there.
These all right, I can't wait. I've not actually watched the video this far, by the way.
Really?
So
How did you watch half of it and be like, nah, I don't want to watch the rest?
because first reactions. I got up to the helium balloon bit. That's as far as I got up to. So this bit where he's going to do ad libs. Oh my god! Follow me, suck dick astronomy.
No, I thought he said, suck dick and swallow me.
Can we go back?
Or astronomy.
Bastronomy, it sounded like. Pastrami, suck dick, pastrami. Oh, he's gone back to the ha-hi's.
Yeah, it's ad-libs now then. That's the guy next to him.
It just panned over to the guy sat next to him who we've not seen the whole entire time. He's just like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Oh, he's just dancing.
It's definitely the most unique freestyle experience we've ever had.
That's saying something.
Different. That's the most.
Who influenced you, bro? Where's your influence from?
Who
I don't know what
influenced
just
you?
happened, man.
Oh, I want to hear
what
his
he says
influences.
Mate, that was bars.
I need to find out who this guy is.
Yeah.
Listen to
He'll
his
have more
actual
stuff.
music.
Do you reckon I'll have a Spotify page?
He must.
Let's get that on.
Well, that'll be. I'll try and find that for the next bonus reactions. Okay, have you got a bonus reactions that you want to do?
I can find one.
Well, you told me to write down Barry versus Larry.
Oh yeah, we can have a look. I don't know if that's still going or not, but just go on.
I don't know what it is. I just wrote it down because you told me to. So
go on YouTube and literally just search Barry versus Larry.
I mean, last time you told me to search something on YouTube, it was that water guy, and that was amazing. So
that was pretty funny. I don't know if this is still going, but basically,
you versus Barry versus Larry. Barry and Larry. What is this?
You know,
help me destroy Larry and Barry. Sorry, I'll let you
Gary.
talk.
So PewDiePie versus T-Series was a big thing going on for ages.
Is this the next one?
Don't know who created it, but someone just created Barry versus Larry and set up a live stream, and now they're on like 200,000 subscribers.
Do they post anything?
No, I don't think so. It's just an account called Barry and an account called Larry.
Did Battle TV start it?
I don't know.
Why does it say you?
I don't know who you is.
Let's click on this. Okay.
Oh, so you can have your own channel there. That's all it is.
Right, okay. Should we stick first reactions?
Yeah.
I don't know how we do that, but...
Type? No
it's
point.
effort, no point. But Barry
versus Larry.
Barry's on 170,000.
PewDiePie versus T-Series.
Larry is on 213,000, so Larry's winning.
Mate,
Larry's got like a banner and a profile picture
Barry's
and everything. What's Barry doing? Oh, but they have videos.
Revealing everything.
Mate, the videos have got shit ton of views. What the fuck? This video's got more views than it's got subscribers, and the whole point is just to subscribe.
Reveals everything, though. What does he reveal? I want to know what he reveals.
2-minute video long.
Hello, this is me, Barry. I've been promising you guys my voice, and here it is, my official voice.
Right then, you should have kept that to yourself.
I'm here to answer some of these rumors that are going around, and rumor number 1. Am I Barry and Larry? This is currently the most asked question on this channel.
Is he just Barry?
The simple answer is no.
Ooh.
Okay.
But it depends on when you ask the question.
Right then.
As I did originally own Larry's channel. For you guys to truly understand this, let's go way back to...
Do you care enough?
Nah, this is confusing, but...
So, basically, the Barry guy started both channels, I think. and then maybe,
as a meme,
and then maybe sold one to someone else.
That's quite funny though. You can just start a Barry and Larry and then get combined like almost 500,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
just by facing them off against each
but
other.
But also, if Barry had both of them, he's now got the one with the least subscribers, which is a good meme. He's like, I'll just sell one of them. I don't really care, and he sold the winning one.
Do we have time for another video that I'd like to...
Mate, have we got 3 bonus
memes?
Quite
a short one, I think.
I think we should keep going until the camera dies. So go on, mate. You do another... We've got 3 bonus reactions in this. I'm over the moon. We've not had bonus reactions for like the last 2 episodes, so we do need to stack up on them. Also, if you haven't already, we're starting to release the bonus reactions just as individual videos. So go check them out. The first one from our first episode is out. The bonus reactions to the Zuck.
The Zuck smoking some meats, smoking these meats,
which
like a brisket.
It was the first one we did, but I think it's one of the best.
It's a good one.
That was a good meme.
Good one. So moving on to this bonus reaction, it's a drunk man.
I've seen it.
Oh, have you?
But it is fucking amazing.
He thinks that his keys, his car keys, are his ID, and he gives that to a bouncer.
And what my favourite part about the video is the guy that shouts on the left, his mate that's shouting at the bouncer and shouting at this guy.
It's not an ID.
Well, man, that don't look like you.
It doesn't look like you, mate.
That's not your ID.
Shave my head.
What's it there, bro?
And the guy shouting left, it's not your ID, it's a pair of keys. And the main guy just gets so annoyed by it.
He's like, eyes.
Shut up, mate.
Shut up. I just want to get in the club.
There's a bit at the end where he gets really annoyed as well.
That's not an ID. Where did you live in? Oh, it's not that one. It's not that one. Sorry, man. Sorry about it. It might be this one. What's it there, bro?
It might be this one.
Sharple, that's not your ID. You know this is your key. That's your car key.
Fuck off.
No, it's not. It's his ID. What's it there? It's his ID.
Now he's getting confused. The guy on the left, he's like, is it a real ID?
It's 29 Sharple, that's not your ID. You say your ID. That's a pair of keys.
That reaction. The eye roll.
That eye roll.
Sorry, mate. Sorry about this, guys.
Oh, mate, that's amazing.
Imagine being that drunk that you don't know that's...
Even you can see, like, I can maybe understand you being drunk enough to get your keys out and hand it to them and assume that's your ID. But then when you see he's holding a key and you're like, oh yeah, that's not my ID.
And your mate's going,
he's screaming,
it's not your ID.
What's he saying? Sharples.
Sharples.
It's a pair of keys. Fuck off, Sharples.
Also, you see what he's wearing? I mean, you can't see it on that, but his t-shirt's Teddy Fresh. Yeah, there, see.
No way!
It's the H3 thing.
I mean, that's really cool. That's Ela's clothing, isn't it? But, like, also not very good promotion for just fucking idiots.
I think they're from... Well, sounds like they're from the UK as well.
Yeah. So, he's clearly it's not even being a H3 fan, because I feel like Ela's almost, like,
it's like a
branched off,
thing.
and he could have just found that not knowing about that. And just be like, Teddy
cool
Fresh
clothing
is cool.
brand,
Yeah. If I had enough money and cared about what clothes I bought, I'd buy from Teddy Fresh. So
odds on you using your pair of keys to get in the next place we go to where a bouncer asks for ID.
Yes, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
And then you film it.
Okay, you'll just do it, not even odds.
Yeah, no, I'll do it, and you film it for whenever that next happens. If there's a bouncer, we're in the next place we go.
We'll probably forget, but we'll try and
This will probably never happen. Oh, and the camera died. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Because I was just about to end the podcast.
Thank you for listening to this episode of First Reaction Podcast. As always, if you want to leave us
a review, then we usually read out a review at the start of every podcast, but we didn't have one this week. We didn't have a new one, so I checked. If you're about to check.
Yeah, I was about to check.
Yeah, I already checked.
Oh, okay.
But please give us a review. If you've listened this long, then and you haven't already given us a review, then what are you doing? Give us a review.
On,
if you have, the 4 people that have, thank you very much. Leave us a comment as well. I think we should start reading out comments at the start, maybe.
On the YouTube video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any comments we get, because we've got some, like...
Yeah, we do have people that comment.
We've got decent comments, which is what I really like. We've not got people just going
just mean comments.
Like people giving their genuine thoughts and opinions on whatever we're talking about. Like some guy was like, You should have ranked Endgame a bit higher, but apart from that, really love the list.
Yeah.
One person on our Game of Thrones videos will like say a really decent theory that they've got, and it's not just like, I think the Night King is Bran. It's
with
like
tiny arms, which is what we say.
Yeah, they come up with better theories than we do. So
thank you for that.
Yeah, we'll make sure to acknowledge some of those in the next episode. Oh, actually, I think the next episode will be Detective Pikachu.
Oh, is that out of the weekend?
I think that's out Friday. So I think...
Nice. Do you want to see it?
Yes, I think we need to book that. So next episode will be on Friday. If you've listened to this long, there's a little sneak preview. I think that's everything. Should we do the outro?
I think we should do the outro.
It's the First Reaction Podcast. First Reactions Podcast.